So about a month ago on the channel, I reviewed the AtGames Legends Gamepad, the first-party controller that's supposed to be compatible with the entire AtGames Legends family of products. During my review, if you caught it, link is in the video description below, my D-pad went out on me. It no longer turned left. The D-pad felt wonky the entire time ever since I took it out of the box. The question was, did I get a lemon? And is this product actually good? Or even with the replacement, are there still issues? We're going to find out here today. From a customer service point of view, I don't really have any complaints. Went ahead and notified AtGames of the problem. They asked me to provide them the information that they normally do on these customer service tickets. Provided that information, a replacement was sent out along with a shipping label to return the other product. Did receive this actually a couple weeks ago, but as you guys know, super busy. Didn't even have a chance to look at it until today. Taking it out of the box, and first thing I want to do, of course, is touch this D-pad and see how it feels. And sure enough, this D-pad does feel a bit different from what I can remember. But then again, it was about a month ago. but it does feel better. It doesn't feel like something's wonky. I could tell something was wrong with the D-pad when I originally got it. And sure enough, testing all the buttons and triggers and everything, analog sticks, everything feels normal. So no big concerns out of the box. And although these are compatible with your personal PCs and things like that, there are so many better controllers out there to consider using for your PC, Steam games, things like that. This is primarily, I would assume, like if you have one of those AtGames Legends Core, which we'll be testing on again, one of those hockey pucks that didn't come with a controller, and you want to have a controller, or if you wanted to have a spare controller connected to your arcade machines for multiple players. And the other reason to purchase this versus other controllers would be the fact that it's supposed to be out of the box compatible with all the AtGames products with appropriate button mapping and all that kinds of stuff. First thing we're going to do is plug it in once again and test the Hardwire connection, as well as make sure the controller is charged. What is nice is that it is a rechargeable controller as well. Once you plug it into your core or your device, you'll notice there that it kind of vibrated and the lights blink, and then once it turns solid on that first one there, you know that it's connected as first player on your device. And in this case, we're using that Legends Core again. So we're wired in, and just like the first review, everything is working right out of the box. First thing I'm doing, of course, is testing that D-pad left, right, up, down, etc. Seeing if that D-pad is going to crap out on me again like it did on the first unit. Not experiencing anything right out of the box, and went ahead, and now it's time to play some games. Forgive my goofy looking test station here, but this is kind of how I test things. I love this little monitor for testing things like this and filming these kind of videos. A viewer such as yourself is probably going to play these devices on a much larger TV, etc. Now, I do have this particular device on the latest AtGames firmware as of today, the filming of this video. So what is that, 5.52, something like that? But there are several known issues with these Legends gamepads with other devices that are still being worked on. So for instance, if you try to pair the Legends gamepad with a Gamer Pro, possibly a Gamer Mini, but you also have that control deck paired, which you see here on my top left controller, it says that there's issues trying to get it paired and that it's being worked on. On top of that, sometimes the Legends gamepad will be paired after a reboot of the machine, but it has no function. That's being worked on as well. And that's, of course, with the wireless connectivity. Again, we're plugged in right now, so no issues plugging in. And whatchamacallit, it's just, when you're plugged in, when you're hardwired, my experience has been really good. No complaints. Like, for instance, when we go and check our pinball games, although the top trigger buttons are kind of soft, kind of mushy, you know, I prefer buttons that are a little more firm, a little more clicky. Again, that might just be user preference. They do work really well. And again, once everything is hardwired in, everything is working just fine the way it should. Also, another issue, though, is these Legends gamepad controllers are, although they're compatible with the entire AtGames Legends ecosystem, they're only compatible with the built-in games, as well as with their add-on games that AtGames sells directly, you know, such as the pinball games and things like that. When it comes to bringing your own games, like CoinOps X and Add-on X, stuff like that, this gamepad is not compatible. But again, that's another known issue that they're working on. And sure enough, when I go to test the wireless connection, you hold down the home button, the lights start blinking on the controller, it enters pairing mode. You're supposed to head over to the wireless pairing setting, And what do you know? It doesn't even detect it. We should see a listing on here that says Legends Gamepad. That way we can connect to the Legends Gamepad and pair it wirelessly, and it's just not working. Again, a known issue. Now, if someone follows this company frequently, they might say, okay, we understand there's an issue, and we're going to go ahead and wait for that firmware update to get this fixed. But I can imagine a brand new AtGames customer out of the box, this would be very, very frustrating, especially since some of these cores they now sell as a Legends Core Plus bundle that comes with the controller with the core. I'm assuming they already have those controllers paired. That way, out of the box, you're able to go ahead and play with the device. But when it comes to something like this, as you can see, I'm kind of shaking my head, put my hand on my forehead, going, cursing to myself inside my head. I can see how this would be very, very annoying, especially for a new customer. In my opinion, there's just too many known issues right now with the AtGames Legends Gamepad, as well as a miss on features and functionality with it not compatible with your add-on games for me to recommend this product. I do like the fact that I have a unit now where all the buttons are working, but I still think that until AtGames irons out these known issues, which you can find on their website, I'll have a link to them below. Until then, I would steer away from purchasing this controller at this time. And again, there are so many other third-party controllers that I wish AtGames would kind of push to find better ways to support as well, versus this first-party controller that just doesn't have the same build quality. The one comment that kind of gives me a little bit of solace is the fact that out of the box, when plugged in via a Hardwire connection, I have not experienced any issues with any of the built-in games or pinball games, and that's okay in my opinion. But then again, I want to be able to, have a Legends Core plugged into my TV and sit on my couch and play with my thumbs and not have a wire running from my Legends Core to my gamepad. Hopefully AtGames can get that fixed, but that's my honest opinion. I would kind of steer away until they work these issues out, all these known issues. But definitely want to hear your guys' honest comments and feedback below. Always appreciate seeing that kind of stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, guys, thank you very much for subscribing.